Thank you very much, thank you. Good evening, Manchester. Great to be here at the Frog and Bucket. I'm loving this backdrop here. It's like it's like a health and safety wet dream, isn't it? It's really great. I like it. Got everything covered here. It's like working in a disabled toilet in a garden centre. I like it though. It's good. So how are you all? Are you well? That's good to hear. Good to hear you well. Good to hear you well. Even though, statistically speaking, in a room this size, not all of you will be. Let's be honest. There's probably one or two of you with heart defects you don't know about yet. Some sort of hereditary disease lurking in the background you're unaware of. Let's be honest, for some of you, this is probably going to be your last comedy night, isn't it? You know, so just try and enjoy yourself. You look well, that's the important thing. You do, you look well. Have you lost weight? You look well. No, we like people to look well, though, don't we? It comforts us, doesn't it? You'll get home from a busy day doing whatever you're doing. You'll get home, you say to your partner, how'd you get on today? Oh, I saw Gary in town. What, Gary? Yeah, Gary. Yeah, Gary, yeah. Saw him in town. Oh, how was he? Oh, I didn't speak to him. He was getting on the bus, but he looked well. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Gary looked well. You can go about the rest of your day, can't you? Safe in the knowledge that Gary looked well. It's nice, isn't it? Comforting, because no one wants this, do they? Saw Gary in town today. Oh, how was he? He didn't look well. Did not look well at all. Really? Do you think he's not well? I don't know, but he didn't look it. Or even worse, do you hear about Gary? Dropped dead on Tuesday. You're joking? Only saw him last week. He looked well. Yeah, because he was alive. Well, that's got to stop as well, hasn't it? You know, someone gives you some horrible news about a close friend or a relative. You're joking. When did that become a thing? Were people actually going round a few years ago giving people fake bad news just for a bit of a giggle? You know, do you hear about Shirley from across the street? No. What's happened to Shirley? Apparently, right, she was out walking the dog in the park, and a shard of metal from a satellite has fallen from the sky, chopped her head clean off. Yeah, decapitated her. Yeah, a passerby said there was blood spurting out of her neck. Apparently looked like the Blasio fountains in Las Vegas. Took her 25 minutes to bleed out in front of a park full of children. You joking? Yeah, I am. She's fine, yeah. Just can't help myself. Just a bit of a dick. I wish graveyards were a bit more honest, don't you? I don't know whether you've spent a lot of time in graveyards. I have. No, reading the graves. Everyone seemed really nice, didn't they? Don't you think it'd be refreshing just to see every 4 or 5 graves? Here lies Steve, bit of a prick. It'd be more honest, wouldn't it? You know, Margaret, finally at rest, thank fuck. You know. But it's nice to see our firefighters in tonight. Good on you. Give them a round of applause. The firefighters enjoying a night out. I am addicted to all those shows, you know, like 999, What's Your Emergency and all that lot. I'm addicted. That's all I watch now. Cops with a camera, booze, Britain, fucked up people abroad. Where I live just outside Blackpool, right? And it's been heavily featured on 999, What's Your Emergency. I don't know whether you saw this episode. There was a woman underneath Central Pier on the promenade one night giving blowjobs for a £5. I know, it's shocking. It cost £6 to ride a donkey. And... I know. And they don't even take the teeth out, but she was, honestly... But I love all those shows, the shit these guys have to deal with, you know. There's always some bloke at some stage on these emergency programmes, always some bloke at some stage, in the stood in the middle of the road, no shirt on, you know, stood there going, who wants some? Who wants some? Who wants some? Then some other bloke turns up and goes, I want some. Do you want some? Yeah, I want some. Well, come and get some. All right? Come in and get some. It's like a mating call for knobheads, isn't it? That wildlife programme, you know. Here we have the greater spotted knobhead. With his mating call, do you want some? Do you want some? He's found a mate and the dance begins. They never offer all of it, do they? It's always some of it. They're not over-generous with the violence, are they? No, not giving it all away, just some of it, you know. I'd love to see that happen just once. Be great, wouldn't it? Do you want all of it? This bloke's a nutter. He's just offered all of it. I only wanted some. My favourite bit, though, on all these shows is when the crying girlfriend arrives. She's in every episode, isn't she? Makes a little cameo appearance, you know. Life isn't going to plan for her, bless. You know, hair all over the place. Face is a mixture of smudge mascara, fake tan and shattered dreams. You know, leave it, Brian, he's not worth it. Just get in the taxi. You've ruined my life. Blue wicked all over her bare feet. Because they're always barefoot drunk women, aren't they? What is it about you girls when you get to that stage of the evening? Goodbye, shoes, I don't need you anymore. Staggering round like drunk hobbits. You know, big swollen feet. Looking for a ring. They're always barefoot drunk women, aren't they? I keep expecting to see a homeless bloke in high heels going, bigger shoe. Bigger shoe. I need a bigger shoe, bigger shoe. Can someone get me a bigger shoe? There's 2 jokes in there, 2 for 1. Buy one, get one free. So it's nice to see a good sort of age demographic in the room. Give us a cheer who's in the 20s. Where's our Gen Zs? Where's our Gen Zs? No disrespect, right, but I feel sorry for people in their 20s. I've got to get one thing off my chest. Who's over 40? Give us a cheer who's over 40. Gen Zs, I've got to say one thing. I've got to get this off my chest. When did socks and sandals become your fucking thing? That's ours. Us guys over our 40s have been doing that for years. Suddenly some prick off fucking Love Island starts doing it. And suddenly it's cool. We had to go through shit in the 90s. Socks and sandals on our holidays, those guys over 40s, you know, we weren't allowed to vote or anything. Now you fuckers can do it, you know. We've got to stop them, haven't we? Guys over our 40s, we've got to stop them for doing it because they'll be stealing all our stuff next. They'll start growing the pubes and everything, you know, to be retro or whatever they do. You know, I feel sorry for people in their 20s because you're never going to have any nostalgia. You know, they're never going. It's impossible to have nostalgia in your 20s, you know, because we judge nostalgia by decades, by tradition, you know, and I guess like 2024, you know, it sounds like it's in the future, doesn't it? It doesn't sound. You've heard older people, probably your grandparents and that, talk about the 50s, the 1950s with nostalgia. They get all dewy-eyed. Oh, it was great in the 50s. Oh, it was great. Yeah, World War II had just ended. There was a feel-good factor. You could buy a house for a penny. Yeah, you could leave your front door open, couldn't you, Julie? Leave your front door open in the 50s, yeah, because you had nothing in the house. Oh, it was great in the 50s, yeah, the music was far better than it was today, yeah. Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee Lewis singing Great Balls of Fire. Elvis was the king of rock and roll. Yes, he was a paedophile, but he could sing and he could dance. What a talented paedophile Elvis was. Of all the paedophiles, we all know that he was the king, wasn't he? You all know Elvis was a paedophile, don't you? Of course, yeah. He's nodding his head. He knows, don't you? Yeah. Met Priscilla when she was... Yeah, exactly. Met Priscilla when she was 14. He was a 28-year-old squaddy. Correct. Yeah? He was a nonce. He was a nonce, yes. I'm getting a word. Nonce. The 70s, people talk about the 70s with nostalgia. You know, always great in the 70s, Saturday Night Fever, down the disco, the hippie movement, free love. People were just shagging in the streets, apparently, in the 70s. Can you imagine that? Oh, yeah. Apparently, you could just walk down the street and say, fancy a shag? What about AIDS? Hasn't been invented yet, hop on. You know, at the end of the 70s, we had punk rock, glam rock. The king of glam rock, of course, was Gary Glitter. Yes, he was a paedophile. But he could sing and he could dance. He was a talented paedophile. Say what you like about him, he had some fucking tunes, didn't he? Good enough for the Joker, good enough for me. Rock and roll. Me, I'm nostalgic for the 90s. Was anyone here partying in the 90s in Manchester? Oh, a few of us, yeah. Oh, it was great in the 90s, wasn't it? Yeah, oh, it was great. Friends was on TV first time around. Yeah, everyone got the internet. Yeah, you Gen Zs, we gave you the internet. You're welcome, yeah. None of this broadband shit, we had to phone up the internet. Dial up. Look at them, they don't even know what buffering is, do they? Some of my wanks went on for days. We were in the trenches so you could enjoy the internet. Don't even know what buffering was. If you want to know what buffering was like, just Google Joe Biden. That's exactly what it was like. Oh, it was great in the 90s though, wasn't it? Yeah, it was great, yeah, with the internet and all that lot. And the music was great, especially here in Manchester, the Hacienda. Anyone was going down there, it was great. Happy Mondays, yeah, it was great. If you're into pop music, of course, Michael Jackson, he was the king of pop. Yes, he was a paedophile. But he could sing and he could dance. So we forgave him. You know, we just turned a blind... Oh, he's good. Look at him dance. I know he's... You people in your 20s, you're going to be looking back at this decade in like 40 years, 20 years' time from now, 2044, going, oh, do you remember 2024, the times we had back in 2000, the conversations we missed because we were too busy fucking around with our phones? Oh, look, a cat's playing the piano on TikTok. It's shit, isn't it? Where's your singing, dancing paedophiles? You haven't got one, have you? You haven't got one. Untalented nonsense, that's all you've got. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm a parent. I've got a teenage daughter now, and she's a vegan, obviously, standard issue. They all are now. That's the way we're going now. The Gen Z generation, they're all pushing us old school carnivores down that plant-based route. That's the way we're going now. Meat's gonna become illegal very soon, isn't it? We're gonna have to go underground for our butchers, aren't we? When barbecue season comes around, you go down like a dark alleyway. It'll be like the days of Prohibition, won't it? There'll be a door that appears from nowhere, like with a hatch, and it like slot open like that. Be two eyes peeping out, going, "All right, mate. What's the password?" And you'll be like, "I don't know. Sausages?" Fucking hell, Dave, he's got it right. And in you go, right? You go inside, there's people barbecuing, having a great time like the old days, Instead of drug dealers, we'll have meat dealers, won't we? Hanging around on street corners. "All right, mate, do you want to buy some fucking mince? Do you want to buy some mince?" Got some mince, the sweet stuff. Good shit, it's good shit. Is it beef? Yeah, 100% beef. Fucking steak mince, that, mate. Fucking steak mince. There's pork in that. You've cut it, haven't you? Come back! Come back! And now we've got plant-based meat, haven't we? Plant-based pretendy meat. Yeah, dressy up meat. For the vegetarians and the vegans. I asked a vegetarian friend of mine, I said, what do you think of this plant-based meat? And she said, obviously it's a she. She said... Comedy. Stop it. She said, well, Phil, she said, thing is, with plant-based meat, right, we like to enjoy the experience of meat, but without any of the guilt. It's naughty, isn't it? Yeah. Meat. That's like having sex with your wife and pretending she's a hot friend, isn't it? Debbie. If I can give you any advice, don't ever say the name out loud. Yeah, I know that now. So we have got a few sort of older people as well, my sort of age and stuff. And you know, have we got any silver foxes in? I recently. Rob. Where's Rob? Where is he? Good on you, Rob. How old are you, Rob? 39.
He doesn't sound happy about it. 39.
Still relatively young, and have you been a silver fox for a long time? Yeah, really? When did you get your first grey pube?
In a kebab.
No. Because the reason why I asked, right, before the pandemic, I wasn't all that grey. You know, fucking pandemic came, we all locked in, couldn't get out of the house, you know. Turns out I came out the other side looking like 1989 Roy Walker. It's good, but it's not right. My wife didn't like it at first, the silver fox look, you know. She's going, oh, you'll have to get some of that just for men and all like that. She thought it was a bit like having sex with my dad. I know, only not as good, apparently. I'm joking, we're married, we don't have sex. Ridiculous. So I like working up here. I like working in the north of England. I did a few shows a few weeks ago down in that London. I don't know whether you've been to that London, anyone here? You know, that there London. I went down, not to brag, I went down on the megabus because things are going quite well for me. I don't know whether you've ever been on the megabus, anyone here, but if you haven't, I've got to tell you, it's not that mega. They're kind of lying to us with the title, The Megabus. It's barely a bus. That's what it should be called, barely a bus. Welcome aboard, barely a bus. No need for seatbelts, we're all going to die. I've been in some pretty shitty situations over the years, I've got to tell you, but that 200-mile journey from Preston down to London, probably the most horrific 18 hours of my life. Honestly, after we'd picked up the entire cast of Can't Pay, We'll Take It Away. We eventually hit the M1. At one stage, right, on the megabus, we're hurtling along at 40 miles an hour, and we passed a lorry load of pigs. You know, when you're going along on the motorway, right, and you look out the window. I looked out the window, we passed a lorry load of these pigs, right, and one of these pigs, right, as we passed each other, we shared a moment. You know, our eyes met, and for those brief few seconds in time, I could almost read his little piggy mind. And he said, I'm a pig. I'm on my way to the abattoir. They're going to kill me. They're going to put me up on a meat hook. A butcher's going to chop me up into little pieces, then sell me to people who are going to cook me and eat me. But hey, at least I'm not you. You're on the megabus. Sort your life out. It was £1 each way, so I think I won. I'll do some more plant-based shit now. I can feel a few of the Gen Zs getting triggered. I'm woke. I did some gigs over it, not to brag, I did some gigs a few weeks ago over in Hull. Because my career's on fire. Has anyone ever been to Hull? It is a shithole. I did a gig, right, and right at the end of the night, there was two girls sat right at the front. They had tables like this, right at the front. There was two girls sat there, I'm not kidding, right, 8 empty bottles of red wine in front of them. These girls were fucking smashed. I said, what do you do for a living, girls? They said, we're teachers. Teachers in Hull. I said, really? I said, what do you teach? She said, cunts. Honestly. Have we got any teachers in, by the way? Any teachers in? Are you a teacher? What's your name? Teresa. What ages do you teach?
4 and 5.
Well, it's not really teaching, is it? But well done. It's a gesture, isn't it? Just handing out crayons. Well done. It's good. They're not cunts, no. They can grow into it, though. 1 in 4 of them. Do they have school dinners at your school? Right, we got changed. We did a fundraiser for these kids of the week. The reason why I'm asking, right, we got changed in the kitchens where they do the school dinners, right? And they had all these pictures on the children, on the walls of these children, right, with their allergies underneath. So the dinner ladies knew not what to give them. And you're nodding your head, Teresa. So that's a thing now, isn't it? That's the world we're living in with all these allergies. And it wasn't just the obvious, like nuts, right? One of these kids was allergic to grass cuttings. Yeah, Billy, grass cuttings, don't give him it. How the fuck did he find that out? You know, his parents burst into school one day. Don't give him grass cuttings. We tried it. He didn't like it. I just had this image of these parents looking out the window on a Sunday having a brew going, we should buy a lawnmower, really, love, but look at him go. Look at the size of his head. Do you think he's collecting the grass in it like a sack? Well, this has been nice tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I've enjoyed this. I don't get out much, I'll be honest with you, but it's been good. I liked it. I still like. I've been doing comedy a while now, but I really love it. I'm actually. If there's any investors in the room, I'm actually thinking of my retirement plan because I haven't got a pension, right? So I've got to think of something for a few years ahead, right? I'm thinking of investing in a chain of comedy clubs throughout the country, right? But for the TikTok generation that we're in, like the Gen Zs out there, you know, who've got like a goldfish fucking, you know, limited attention span. Instead of like this tonight, where it's like a 3-course meal comedy night, I'm thinking of opening a chain of drive-through comedy gigs. You know, like Starbucks or McDonald's, yeah? Are you with me, yeah? You lot drive up in your cars. Instead of wasting 2 hours of your life, like watching this shit, just get it over with in 2 minutes. Yeah, you lot drive up in your cars, there's like a little hatch, you know, comedians there, you know, he's there with a microphone. Yeah, good evening, what can I get you? You're sat looking at the menu behind him going, oh, I don't know, mate, I'll have 2 knock-knock jokes, please, for the children, and something racist for Grandad. Could work, couldn't it? Could work. If anyone's on LinkedIn, look me up later on. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got a great night ahead of you. I've been Phil Walker. Good night. Thank you.